So finally we get our first taste of the Bleach 1000-year blood warfare arc, the final arc of Bleach, and I must say it was pretty amazing. So I'll just dive right in without wasting your time. Tune in near to the end of the video where I will drop some spicy and juicy non-spoiler facts and details. Let's go. So the Bleach episode opens up with some very ominous words spoken by, you guessed it, the big bad of this arc. We actually get a glimpse of his power near to the end, but for now we only hear his voice and his words, which will be very important later on, so take notes. So now we open up with the research and development department, detecting some anomalies which shows that hollows are being exterminated at a rapid rate. This guy is the current captain for the department. His name, Kurotsuchi Mayuri. Now, if you don't know what hollows are, they are basically the bad spirits of this world, and they must stay in balance with the good spirits, or else it could be catastrophic for both the world of the living and dead. This scene pretty much stays very faithful to the manga. However, during the next scene, we see the world of the living, more specifically, the town that we'll be mostly focusing on, which is Karakura Town. There is presumably a Quincy, who was later revealed in the episode as, and don't quote me on pronouncing his name, Asagiaro Ibern. Right here, we see where he actually spreads some sort of hollow bait. Now, the OGs of Bleach will remember back in the day when Ishida challenged Ichigo to a duel, it was actually this same bait that he used to attract many of the hollows, and it got out of control and it was completely crazy. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get back to the episode. We head over to two Shinigamis appearing in the human world as they are led by this Afro samurai. This is Shino Aburame and Ryunosuke Yuki. The Soul Reapers now stationed in the world of the living come to help out things when they get a little too dicey. However, in the manga, the argument which ensues between them actually took place in the Soul Society. That's the place where all the Shinigamis are from. These are the guys in the black kimonos. After their little scuffle, they head off into the night only to encounter some really nasty hollows which were attracted by the bait. Ryunosuke is chased by a few of them, which is an anime exclusive scene, only to come across the mangled corpse of his friend Yuki. I'm kidding, she's still alive, but pretty badly hurt. When he tries to help her, he's quickly dispatched by the hollows. But not to worry, the real heroes arrive and we get a healthy dose of nostalgia. My eyes were filled with tears hearing the voice actors reprise their roles. It sounded so good, I just couldn't help but break down. We joined them about 2 days later, and if you didn't know these guys by now, let me introduce them. This is Yasutora Sado. He is our resident human with special powers. Orihime Inoue, she's our support. Ishida Uryu, he is the Quincy, and Ichigo Kurosaki. He is the substitute Soul Reaper. This is the guy that Yuki and Ryunosuke were talking about when they entered the town first. He is the town's protector. But all this happiness is short-lived as Ibern's plan had fallen into place. He had used the hollows to find out where Ichigo lived and challenged him to a fight. The others don't seem concerned though. There was a little confusion in what Ibern was, as he wears a hollow mask and looks like a human, as thus they are called Arankars. They were made by this traitor captain named Aizen Sosuke, who Ichigo and the Soul Society promptly defeated. But Ibern also has a Quincy weapon, which he shouldn't be able to wield if he is indeed an Arankar. But anyways, while they fight, something is cooking in the Soul Society. Seems there have been some disappearances and the 11th squad were sent out to investigate. We see Yumichika and Yuki's older brother Ikaku investigate, only to find footprints. But not only that, the head captain's quarters are being invaded by this masked hooded gang who kills his guards and gravely injures his assistant captain before declaring war on the Soul Society. But like any villains, they give their enemies time to build up their power and strength, and so they say, "You will die in 7 days." Wait. I mean, they give 5 days to the head captain before they should strike. Again, these scenes are a little mixed up in the manga, but that's neither here nor there. Back in our fight with Ichigo and Ibern, he notices that Ibern is taunting him to use his Bankai, and the moment he does, he activates some sort of spell. At first, it stripped away Ichigo's Bankai, but then he seemed to manage to destroy this weird incantation. This must have been what the head captain's assistant was warning him about, that they can somehow make your Bankai disappear, which seems incredibly dangerous for anyone. But after that fails, he promptly retreats. We get to see one of the masked guy's faces before he was disarmed for arguing. Ouch, that must have hurt. Now we see the face of the one that was speaking in the beginning. And it's pretty sweet that they started the episode with his voice and ended with it as well. So I'm guessing he's definitely the big bad of this one. For me personally, watching this episode brings back so many memories, and not to skip over it, but the outro was a smashing banger. Shows some really cool scenes, showcasing some of our past events of the series, and I must say these are just simply amazing and I can't wait to see more. So let's dive into some facts and details that you might have missed, and don't worry, I won't be doing any spoilers here. Starting us off is the art style. Within the pages of the manga, mainly the 1000-Year Blood Warfare, we start to see a shift in the way Tite Kubo expresses his drawings and layouts, and the Bleach anime stays true to his style as he introduces these new villains. Based on the words that they've used and how they dress, it's obviously German inspired, with Tite Kubo even incorporating their language into the fold with the incantation that Ebern used against Ichigo. This has always been something that he has shined at, with expressing different cultures and languages. If you haven't as yet watched some of the other arcs of Bleach, you should definitely do so. Now, not only does the anime stay faithful with the visuals, it also stays faithful in the audio background as well, with some German inspired OSTs. Great job, guys. Up next, we have characters cut. Now, within the panels of the manga, there were some characters that were cut from the anime. Now, to avoid any spoiler territory, I won't be showing those mentioned panels, but I will just slightly hint at who it was. No, I won't slightly hint, I'll just tell you. It was Hiyori. She was cut from the story. She was actually supposed to appear within this particular episode, but I won't say much what happens in her panels. Like I said, staying away from spoilers. Karin and Yuzu are also missing as well. Changes from the manga. We do have a few changes from the manga, which I've mentioned as well, switching of panels and such. So I won't go over all of that. What I'll be doing is I'll actually be making a comparison video to the manga that will appear later in the week, but don't quote me. I want to make it for, say, a Friday or a Saturday release, but that video won't be incredibly long. I'll try to keep it below a 10 minutes span. If anything, maybe even below 6 minutes, but like I said, don't quote me on that. Those particular videos may be a little late, so I'll definitely make a community post on it. So let's move on. The War Room. Within the manga, when the hooded guys appeared, we see the body of the guard clearly at the back. Now, we could see that his head was smashed, but in the anime, we get a much clearer look, and oh my god, he was decapitated and just lying freaking there. Never before have I seen so much gore in Bleach, and trust me when I say it may even get more gorier than this based on what I'm seeing in the manga. Now, it's the same thing for the final scene. We didn't actually get to see all of that in the manga, but then Bleach all of a sudden became bloody. His hand is just there. Oh my god. Let me know your thoughts on the first episode of the 1000-Year Blood Warfare. I know I personally enjoyed, and maybe the CG was a little off-putting because I've never ever saw that in any previous episode of Bleach, but maybe for the movies. But I digress. This episode I still give a full 10 out of 10 in all honesty. Now, leave a like on your way out and consider subscribing to us. We're trying to get this underrated channel to over 3,000 subs by the end of the year. My name is Kyle, and see you later, V Nation. Peace out, stay safe out there.